Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Arms Against Tyranny. Today, much like we did with Iceland, we will try to get all three of the Denmark-related achievements in one run. So, to list through what those three achievements are going to be, first up we've got...
Everything is awesome.
Oh dear God, let's forget that. Everything is awesome. For the second one, we have Plutonium 2, the Danish Strike Back, the long-awaited sequel to Plutonium 1, A New Swede. And finally, probably the most difficult one for us to actually achieve, because it requires actually going to war with a major, is going to be the Danelaw. We have to tap into our CK3 roots and really try and get the naval invasion to secure all cores in the United Kingdom. So, without further ado, let's begin. It should go without saying, but just in case, historical Iron Man as always. Bow. Okay, so Denmark in its early state doesn't look the most powerful nation in the world. We do have Iceland as a puppet, but for the most part only 5 units. But don't worry, we can come back from this. To actually see the achievements we're going for, we're going to have to play the game till 1941 and not capitulate, not be a puppet, and have maximum welfare spending, which is going to be done over here. We need to do Plutonium 2 and just drop a nuke on Sweden. Well, that's going to be easy. Again, that's a pretty late game thing to do, so it should be straightforward. And the Danelaw. All cores of the United Kingdom controlled by Denmark. Now that one might be a little bit more frustrating. In terms of focuses, the best thing you can possibly do is speedrun down to here. You can decide between going Fash or Monarchy. Fash gives you the eventual war goal for England, but I'm actually going to be going Monarchist because I see nothing that says that you shouldn't go Monarchist, and I just think the focuses are better on this side of the focus tree. Only building mills because what civs we do have we're basically not going to be using. Oh, and ships. We're going to need quite a few ships actually. To briefly go over the balance of power, you get to decide whether you want to go for a more warfare-based Denmark or welfare with kind of buffs towards development. For warfare is kind of where we're going to be going for most of the playthrough, and then we're going to have to very quickly swing it back to the left to get the achievement. To rush down your tree as quickly as possible, make sure to pick up the 2 guys who are going to give you non-aligned and Fash support, so you can take overthrow the government as soon as possible. We are sadly on a very tight deadline here for everything we want to achieve, and it's because of this monster down below us. Gain the support of the Conservatives and conspire with the Officer Corps, give you change in popularity of democracy minus 10%. That's pretty important for like an early game push to grow you out. And then once you've done that, I will take the paramilitary organisations to get the extra 5% for both. Let's just make sure we ban communism too, in case that becomes an issue later on. With that final focus complete, we should have 20% for both Fash and Unaligned and be well on our way. And lastly, to cap off this little section, the king assumes power. Oh, and we should probably get rid of this guy who's now completely useless to us. Christmas giving us 1.5% recruitable. Now that is much more useful. And there he is, the sovereign of... what? Anyway, we're going to have to take a slight detour from this side of the tree to get devalue the krona, because we're actually losing weekly stability, and I'd rather that wasn't happening. Oh, and we can bring back Knud for free. Welcome back, Knud. To continue with our tree down to Scandinavian security, we need 50% war support and 75k in the field, as well as being a bit more on the warfare side. Well, in terms of being more on the warfare side, we can save up and try and speak out in favour of rearmament. In addition, we can also start heading over here, which also gives us war support. Look at all of these red lines. Do you think these represent the sea bridges? You know Denmark? Sea bridges? Bridges in the sea? Sea bridge? Oh, look at this little place. It's kind of on its own, hidden away. Oh, it's funny to me that we're trying to get all of the units. As soon as they come into the manpower pool, we're getting them out. As soon as we get the guns possible, we get them out. This is just speed. The gun deficit is a little bit problematic, so I'm taking advantage of the international market just to make sure we can get those final lads coming on their way and actually have them stocked up. The first major war goal I was hoping for us to go after is securing some Swedish steel, but I'm not actually sure I'm allowed to until there's 20% world tension. So we have some breathing room and can just leave this focus ready to go whenever. In the meantime, I guess we could go after Iceland. Welcome back, Iceland. I think when Austria gets Anschlussed, the game can actually begin for us. So in the meantime, all I can hope to do is just train up some units. Wait, I missed it. I was completely blind. Anschluss just happened. Oh, it happened last month. Well, don't worry, because we just completed the focus. So I guess we should go get ourselves some steel. Now, with any luck, the Swedish won't actually have too many units under their control. So the initial push will basically come down to if we can get them out of this single tile in Helsingborg. That's one small step for man, as we maybe consider going straight to reclaim Norway. But we need to get both of them going, like, immediately. There's simply no time to waste. Let's also push the force attack. Taking this tile is literally everything. How's about this naval invasion? Any high hopes here? Okay, a landing is a landing, and I can't be mad about that. Okay, the port has been taken. It was not the easiest job in the world, but it is done all the same. I cannot believe Helsingborg stands. The fact that we've swarmed so much into their country, and that is the thing that's still holding, is a bit silly to me. Okay, now that was very annoying to do, but that to me looks like an encirclement I can care about. My goodness, these guys were just snaking away from me like nobody's business. I think with that all said and done, it should be a pretty straight run to the finish line now. Oh, and my Norway war goal is done. We have to remember to declare on Norway just before this war is done, as frustrating as that appears, because the alternative could be a lot worse. I think that unironically could be the last of the Swedish army. There is nobody else on this border anymore. I was so dedicated to encircling all of them. My goodness. The final remnants are all gone, and so now we can actually fortify against the Norwegians as we prepare to capitulate Sweden. You know what, screw it. We can take on Norway, even with everything else going on. We can thrive in the chaos. Oh! And there goes Sweden. So super important is not just that we're taking everything, but we're taking their navy, because we are not going to get to the United Kingdom without their navy. Okay, that is a pretty big border. Let's see if we can't try and make it a little bit more neat. And in addition, we spawn some horses, because I need these guys to rush up here as quickly as possible. Surely they didn't leave Oslo undefended. Surely. So one of the most painful parts about going to war with Norway is all of these mountain tiles in the north, which is why I wanted to get as many units up here as quickly as possible to take down these little small towns that we see all across the way. Okay, if we get Narvik, I can guarantee the success. That's it. Done. Now, with Narvik done, I can always guarantee you can take down this entire section of Norway. The only difficult bit in my experience is this bit, because there's no supply, it's mountains, it's just horrid. It is at that point that we have got both Sweden and Norway under our control, and thank goodness we can actually restore the Kalmar Union to core everything. Unification of Scandinavia. That's a lot more manpower, we've got a good deal more mills, and I think we actually stand a chance of going toe-to-toe with the UK. I know that we're still semi-early into this campaign, but can we just take a moment to appreciate how Denmark has got Scandinavia up and running in 1938. This is kind of what this used to be for Sweden, but now with the Swedish focus tree you can't really do this. We live in some bizarre universe where Denmark is actually more powerful than Sweden in this version of HOI4 for early expansion. That's just very strange. So, with 1939 in full flux, I'm starting to think that a world war might be on its way. which might not work too well for us. So maybe we should see about making sure Germany doesn't do anything problematic. In addition, we need to make sure that we're now heading towards welfare, because as nice as it is to have some warfare buffs, this is going to take some time to get to. So I suppose we should at least make a start on heading over there. Okay, there's World War II. I think we have roughly a focus and a bit before we become on their radar. So we just need to make sure that that's not going to screw us over. Let's get ourselves a non-aggression pact. That buys us at least 1 year, 1 whole year, to stave off the madness. Wait, okay, the Soviet Union has declared war on Finland. You can never quite predict when they're going to do this, but now that they have done it, this actually provides us with a golden opportunity. So, we can secure our eastern front, which gains us an annex war goal against Finland. You might think they can guarantee them because we've generated 16.3% world tension, but they cannot. You cannot guarantee a nation that's at war. So this all just comes down to perfectly timing our invasion declaration when they wipe peace out with the Soviet Union. As an additional precaution, I'm probably going to delete my faction on the off chance Finland sees it as needing to join the Allies. Okay, that was a very, very fast end to that war. I only have 10 days to finish this justification to get to war with them. So it's purely RNG. Like, whether or not you can get to Finland or not, who's to say? Basically, do the Allies have like 25 political power hanging around? I'm going to go out on a limb and say they do not. Well, I just landed in Helsinki. Somebody forgot to garrison their ports. Hopefully this should be a pretty straightforward war, no stress, no pressure. Yeah, we're pretty much flying through, I'd say. Not too much of a major conflict going on here. And there goes Finland. That is very straightforward. I don't know why the Soviets had so much trouble. Make sure to take the Navy. And weirdly, the UK has guaranteed our independence with 25%, but that doesn't matter because we can now click on Reclaim Nordic Unity. 1940. Oh, it's a shame I didn't do it by 1939. Again, I have to repeat, a lot simpler than what it was with Sweden. Now let's get ourselves some achievements. So getting Nordic Unity wasn't just some random thing we did for fun. It has a small side effect. You get a core on the Shetland Islands. That means we now have a 15-day available justification for this island whenever we want. I mean, first I'm gonna get my forces ready for an invasion, but you know, you get the drill. My goal for when I think we should start heading in is in 134 days. Basically, once we've got landing craft, I can stick on all of the units, wait for them to prepare, go for the Shetlands, and let's see if we can win this. It will actually involve quite a lot of micro, because one of the core things to avoid here is not taking Wales, not taking Scotland, but first taking England. Oh yeah, Plutonium 2. We should probably get on that one as well, shouldn't we? So there lies before us only one more conflict to finish. With a trendy little claim that we have on the Shetland Islands, let's see what we can do. We can use our take claim state on the Shetland Islands. 15 days. We'll be in there in no time. And the justification is done already. Okay, let's see what we can do. 45%. Not too bad, but not quite 51. 46, 47. I'd like to see that number tick up even more, but you can never be too sure. Oh, we got it. Okay, this is where things get very tense. Okay, we do have some landings, which is really important. From this point on, it's basically me just microing it to the finish line. Okay, they're done, which means we need to get these units in ASAP and the horses. Absolutely no unit has my permission to stop moving. Okay, keep on going. We need to make it all the way down to London. And the major units are actually coming in right now, which is super good. Liverpool's been taken. Okay, this is actually maybe the end. Like, actually the end. So, restore the North Sea Empire. Controls all English states. So far as I can see, after we begin the oh, please don't tell me it's the Isle of Man. If it is the Isle of Man, and I'm not saying it is the Isle of Man, but if it is the Isle of Man, I think I can deal with that. When Plymouth falls, we shall have our answer. I see it. Restore the North Sea Empire. Done. Okay, that's huge, because that means we have cores on a good chunk of what we need to get this peace deal. My goodness. In addition, the UK is about to capitulate. Oh, I'm very excited to see what the consequence of all this is. All we need to do is just unpause. Oh, the North Sea Kingdom, look at it. Isn't it spooky? I hope it also serves to show why I stopped the army and was very adamant about not going into Scotland. Once I had this, I took it and just pushed south exclusively. Super duper important. Restoration of the North... Oh, we're in. So, all we need, the only thing we need, are the cores. I'm pretty sure that's all of the cores. They want Northern Ireland. Well, that's definitely not going to happen. Nor is the Shetland Islands. Northern Ireland is non-negotiable, as are the Shetlands. The North Sea Kingdom took 41 states. Now this is the moment of truth. When I hit on pause, do I get an achievement? The Danelaw. As Denmark conquer England, it is done. This is a success no matter what happens now. So something to note is that the non-aggression pact with Germany has also run out. So you might be like, oh no, they have a war goal, they're coming to get you. I have found that you can cancel the non-aggression pact and usually get it up and running again, assuming that they like you, which currently they don't, and you should be okay. Of course, if it's not okay, well, we shall fight them on the beaches. My next guess is to just start building tons of units till they feel threatened by us again. Or maybe they'll go to war with the Soviets, and that'll keep them busy. Honestly, the sooner the Germany goes to a war with the Soviets, the sooner I can guarantee some kind of safety. If somebody would like to explain why the Germans refuse to go to war with me, I'm all ears, because they have the war goal. They just don't want to use it for some reason. German Reich declared war on the Soviet Union. Okay, this is it. This is our moment. That is a non-aggression pact. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've bought ourselves some time. To be honest, I think at this point, because I'm just kind of passing the time, I'm going to tell you that I'm basically going to be pressing this button for quite a while until eventually we deal with our advisors, and that should be the Everything is Awesome achievement done. The Fall of Moscow. My lines have all stagnated, but to be honest, I'm not really trying. I do not believe it. For some reason, they now will let me join their faction. Oh, it's a slow path, but we're getting there. Nuclear bombs, 720 days away. I mean, one could ostensibly say that getting there is getting to the finish line. Of course, we're going to build a few nuclear reactors before the end. Nuclear bombs are done? Oh goodness, right. 17 days we get a nuke. Okay, let's get ourselves ready to probably have to go to war with old Sweden again. So how close are we to get Everything is Awesome? We are currently at 85. Ooh, so close. I mean, that's at the top, but it's not 100. Do we get the achievement? We do. Where is it? Oh my goodness, it didn't show me. Don't worry, we can check for ourselves. Everything is Awesome, as Denmark get maximum welfare spending after January 1st, 1941. That was a long time ago. Rip all of those cores, but begin the justification. They have no army, they have no air force. This should be simple. The atomic bombing of Taiwan. I think the Americans have launched the first nuke, and instead of going for Hiroshima, they went for Taiwan. Okay, the justification is complete, so hopefully this achievement will be pretty straightforward. Something tells me they're going to join the Allies, given the opportunity, but that's not going to stop me. Okay, can we drop the nuke on Stockholm for Med Plutonium 2? They joined Russia? Sure. Med Plutonium 2 as Denmark nukes Sweden. Revenge is served. Oh my goodness, what a nightmare. Well, that is all of the Denmark achievements complete. So in theory, we're done. Unfortunately, there remains within me a little bit of masochism in that there are 2 more achievements that are still possible to get. Those are Satisfactory, where I have to get a plane and tank MIO up to 11, and Sapmi United by Fire, which I think I can do if we capitulate the Soviets. So that's what we're going to do. This has to be GG, right? I mean, goodness, we've reached the Ural Mountains. How much further do I have to bring these units? Oh my goodness, we won. Well, will you look at that. Let's see about taking only the states we need to get the, is it the Sapmi achievement? Jeez, from out of the frying pan and into the fire. I didn't even know Japan could go to war with Germany. Also, they took these 2 parts of Sweden from me for absolutely no reason. But I'm not going to let it bother me. The year is 1947. We sit here waiting for the eventuality that we can get a level 11 trait in flying. Yes, that's it. That's all I'm doing. Just waiting. Okay, let's see if we get it. Satisfactory. Have at least 1 MIO per category up over level 10, which means level 11. My goodness. There is one more thing left to do. Hopefully this works. We do have 11 of 11 ready to go. Can we play as this nation? That looks good to me. And let's do a quick unpause. There it is, Sapmi United by Fire. That's 5 achievements, 1 video, all with Denmark. Wow. So I think for obvious reasons, I'm not going to keep playing, and that is basically the end. Let me just say, I think that Denmark is a great country. I think the focus tree is really good. It's probably stronger than Sweden in some ways with the amount of things you can do with it, especially through the monarchy branch. But my goodness, those late game achievements that Denmark has, not the most fun. And Satisfactory, my goodness, why did they have to make me wait so long for that? Hopefully the early game guide was something that you can work with, especially on how to quickly build up to the Nordic Union and then use it to invade England for the Danelaw. If you like this video, well, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe, and so help me God, I will see you all next time. Bye.